Hello viewers, welcome back to Sahara TV. This is the Sahara TV Talkback phone segment where we hope to take your calls on the issue that we're going to be discussed today, as well as other issues that you may want to call in and talk about. So our main issue for today's phone segment focus is going to be the updates and the continuing story of the missing girls from Chibok in Nigeria. And with me today is Olufalowe. Olufalowe is also the host, if you all know, of the Humble Prince Show on Sahara FM radio every Wednesday night. So if you like what he does here, you should definitely check him out on the radio as well. But first,
thank you so much.
I'd like to, thanks for being with me here on this phone segment today. Now, we posed the question earlier on our social media platforms, and the question was to all the viewers: should the U.S. and other Western countries send troops to fish out Boko Haram in Nigeria, or should they just offer other technical assistance? Now, thank you to all the viewers that have taken a look at this question, and for the people that have responded. We've received over 470 comments already, so thank you to everyone who has been commenting. And what I'm going to do really quickly before we get into our discussion is just to read a few of those comments that you all have shared with us, and we'll probably be continuing to do that throughout our segment. So, Ichi Justice says they should provide both assistance, technical and military troops, because some Nigerian army are also Boko Haram as well, and that is why fighting them has been so difficult. Abu Bakr says, we the Nigerian soldiers have the capability to crush Boko Haram even within 48 hours, but the political insiders and corruption in the military and government has hindered our operations in the Northeast. The government should give the troops their entitlement, and we will fight Boko Haram with whole hearts. Bose says, yes, why not, since they also send troops to help other countries. Akintunde says, remember, however, that after World War II, the world was divided into two blocks, the East and the West. The United States right now are just trying to make us belong to their bloc by manipulating us with a conflict view of politics. I don't think their help will be a benefit to us without having a secret pact with them. Rather, let our military fight this for us, or at least they've been on peaceful missions with the UN. Chinene says, Nigerians are so ungrateful. They see the response, political militaries. I beg, the American military should do both. Kwesi says, the Nigerian government knows what to do. They know who Boko Haram is, so they should stop pretending. Achuku says, I implore our Muslim leaders to speak louder on this issue. Silence may imply support for these conspirators killing innocent people in the name of Islam. And I totally agree with another individual who said the same sentiment. And Achuku said, I totally agree that our Muslim leaders should speak up.
Yeah, I think we have a caller.
Okay, so we're going to take a caller right now. Welcome to Sahara TV.
Yeah. Open up, right? Open up, you there? Welcome to Sahara TV.
Yes. Okay, welcome. Good day.
Thank you.
I saw your question. Should the U.S. and other Western countries send troops to fish out Boko Haram, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I think they should. Because what is on ground now, our soldiers, which I know a lot of them over there, they are not being motivated to do the job. They cannot do the job the way it is. We have worked in Liberia, we have worked in Sudan, we have worked a lot of places and succeeded. But right now, it's a political will that they are starving all those soldiers of funds. If you read a lot of things about them, you'll see what is going on. But even the guns, they still use AK-47 to fight against people that use rocket launchers and RPGs.
Open up. Thank you so much for that feedback. Thank you so much.
So I'm of the opinion that they need to send, because now the morale of the troops are low. Their pay is not being paid. They are not being paid. If you get a lot of them talk, if you watch how they sleep and where they sleep, you have pity for them. So I think we need at least for these girls to get out the girls.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just wanted to state, I mean, it seems like what you're saying now is like a complete change in the politics of Nigeria, the ones behind the government and behind the military, before they would get the motivations and proper support, despite the successes that they've had being part of these UN peacekeeping missions.
Yes.
One question though, I mean, you say that the U.S. and other countries should provide support. How do you think, though, it will go even after let's say they come in and they assist the Nigerian military with this search, and they're able to find the missing girls and it is successful. Is there any fear that you have of any lingering effects that the assistance by foreign military may have for the country of Nigeria or for the Nigerian military's already, as you stated, low morale?
I think it's about time that, earlier on, U.S. wanted to put their AFRICOM command within Nigeria. I know then, Domkat Bali, the guy that was in charge of the army then, it was a pride issue. They rejected. But it's open now. If they can get it and get a base around there, it will still bolster the images of our troops and even their morale. Because once they come in, if you watch, most of the soldiers go for the peace mission and all those peacekeeping in Liberia and things. They go in, they come back better because they come back with towels, come back with better uniforms, come back with souvenirs, things they use and help their families and use for their own good. So getting them to come around there, definitely the conditions of their engagement will improve. Because when US soldiers are on ground there, the whole world will be watching. They'll be watching, and all these things, all the flaws around there will be put in place.
Right. Thank you so much for calling into Sahara TV. I believe we have another caller in line, perhaps, if we could take them. So, no.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Oh.
Yeah, Obina, thank you so much for calling. That's an interesting concern that he brought up, because one of the concerns that people are having is that, they think there's going to be, the Americans are going to want something if they come in to assist us. Right. But at this point, I mean, do we have a choice? I mean, it's because of our lackluster performance, incompetence that, we're in this position to begin with. So
the only thing I wonder, though, is like versus the military capability and what Obina was stating for the political will. Because I'm thinking, like, even if the political will is not there, it's going to be very interesting, the politics behind what discussions go on as far as will foreign troops come into the ground, will it be technical assistance, and then how much leeway and freedom will these foreign powers be given that now come into the country. I mean, I think that could get very difficult if not.
Yeah, I just wanted to read something real quick. Regarding assistance, it was like the Coney situation, the Coney 2012 situation. Yeah. Americans went in to help, and they still haven't found Coney to this day. But the troops are still there. So that's one of the concerns. That
they're still
what
there.
Happens if America comes to Nigeria, they find the girls.
Will the troops still be there?
Exactly. What are they going to do? I think we have a caller. Okay.
Hi, Michael from California. Welcome to Sahara TV.
Hi.
Yes, Michael. Thank you. Thank you for calling Sahara TV. What do you have to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to, just also chip in of what happening that is going on in Nigeria. It's just so sad. We are facing this kind of a situation. My own take is just that the government, there is no way they can convince us. They didn't know what's going on, that this is going to happen. And when I was watching the video by the Boko Haram, I was just wondering how those armor tanks were able to get into the country without the knowledge of the Nigerian government and the attitude the Nigerian government was so far. So it's just so. Today in California, we are also staging a protest in San Francisco, and we just continue to put pressure on the government. And I think this will really show the corruptive side of the government. And I just hope the girls will be fine.
Michael, thank you so much for calling. We appreciate that. Yeah, it seems like there's still protests going on.
Yeah, around the world.
Around the world. There's a lot of social media awareness, and, that's putting pressure on the Nigerian government. But not just that. I think it's put the Nigerian government really in a bad light.
Yeah.
Bad light. I mean, Hillary Clinton was still in Abuja for the economic forum.
Right.
And she was, she actually called out the Nigerian government in Nigeria. That has to be a huge embarrassment.
Yeah, and also I think too, I mean, there's been numerous world leaders, like you said, speaking out, and then, Hillary Clinton's in Nigeria, but then around the world, people are pointing to the fact that it's a couple of our callers have talked about corruption or lack of political will, but sometimes it just appears that the Nigerian government doesn't even understand or is paying attention to what's going on. I mean,
exactly. It's
Jonathan shows up to do different things, or the government shows up to do different things, and everybody shows up to be like, hey, where's our girls? Where's our girls? Bring back our girls. They're protesting like every single day, especially in Nigeria, of course. And it doesn't seem to be like, now we're just talking 3 weeks later, oh, maybe foreign assistance, maybe, but there's nothing, doesn't even seem to be anything solid yet. There's no operations, as far as we can tell, like hard operations occurring like today, tomorrow.
Exactly.
So it's like people are just really frustrated. I mean, it's like, how can the Nigerian government not be doing something?
Exactly. And with all this time that has passed, and it's unfortunate that we needed to summon help from the United States
Right.
and other troops and everything. And, you know, people that's trying to say we don't, are trying to, oh, we have another caller? Okay, Femi from Minnesota. Thanks for calling Sahara TV. You're on the air.
Oh, good afternoon. How are you guys?
Good afternoon. How
Thank
are
you.
you? Thanks.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, I just want to make some about 3 or 4 points. First of all, I understand that some people are concerned about the real intention of Americans for coming to help us. But at this point, I think we should forget about any intention. What should be our focus now is how to rescue. We have to get help from heaven to rescue them. We must go after we can get. And the second point I'm going to make is after this, Nigerians should not fold their arms. We have done bring back our. We have to bring back our education. We have to bring back our infrastructure. We have to bring back of everything, justice, equality. We have to do that. And thirdly, I just want to quickly say that our police, our law enforcement agents, they have to be a reorientation. The way they relate with the community has to change, because that is one problem that must be addressed. Currently, a typical Nigerian do not trust the law enforcement agents because the police have to nuisance on the roads, and so if they see anything, they are not going to say anything, which makes it difficult for law enforcement agents or for law to be carried out. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
If a policeman has punished you or taken your money in an unlawful manner, and you see a Boko Haram guy, you are not going to call that same police and say, "Oh, I see they're doing some things that are fishing here." That is going to make it difficult for these guys to be caught. So I think a reorientation has to be done for our police, for the military. The soldiers stop beating the drivers. The SSS has to used as thugs and touts against perceived opponents of the ruling party. I think now, like I mentioned this last week, everyone that has a voice in Nigeria, our religious leaders most especially, they have to come out and speak out forcefully and put the politicians on hot seats. By so doing, Nigeria and Nigerians will be better for it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Femi,
thank you so much.
Thank you. Femi was very astute, man, and straight to the point. Very good. And one thing he alluded to was that there's a huge chasm between the law enforcement officials and the citizens of Nigeria.
Citizens, right.
So it's good that the citizens now have that otherwise felt like they never had a voice. It's good that they have social media, and they're putting that social media to good use. So I like to implore everybody to continue to use that to put pressure on our government and expose them. You know, right now the Nigerian government is really, really embarrassed. I mean, look at the display that our First Lady put on, you know, and everything. She's just giving them more fodder for them to, you know, for jokes and everything. Right. It's just it's terrible.
Yeah, and just the insensitivity of the whole thing, because it doesn't appear like, you know, they do these things but it still doesn't really appear to like most citizens, and obviously you can see from the protests and the continued protests in the country that the government actually like is being sincere in their actions. I mean, they show up here and they do this press type of thing, and I understand we do have a new caller, but one thing I just wanted to just talk about really quickly was that Femi pointed out something very interesting as well, is will this bring back our girls when this is all settled down, hopefully successful and they're all rescued, but will this lead to larger movements? Will the protesters like come together and say, hey, you know, why stop here? Why not demand for justice in general? And he talked about infrastructure and education and so many other things, 24 hours power, and to maybe now that they realize, like, look how many people, even around the world, came together. Maybe all these Nigerian communities and all their supporters can come together and also say, hey, why not keep going? Why not keep fixing the country as all of these issues go?
Definitely. One thing I wanted us to address was the report from the Amnesty International. Let's take this caller real quick. I know we have a call. Okay, we have Bingpei from sunny Tampa, Florida. Bingpei, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, thank you for calling Sahara TV. What do you want to say?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank Sahara reporters and the workers. You have done very well, and I know that something like this is not new to you. This is something that has been on forever. A lot of people have accused you of collecting money from one politician or the other. Because of something like this, so that something like this should not happen, you guys have been on top of the corrupt leaders. If you look at what is happening very well, is it because of the corruption. up to this very moment, nobody has ever been tried or ever been prosecuted. Even now, some military should be facing the Senate to answer some questions. There is a state of emergency in this country, and 200 children was kidnapped. Where do they pass through? Where does their law? How do they move from point A to point B? There must be some answers. There must be some questions and answers. I'm very, very sure somebody in the presidency, as Bamanga Tuko and presidency has said at a time that the Boko Haram has infiltrated his government. Somebody in the presidency knows something. All of them need to be answering some questions. Somebody in the Senate knows something. Somebody in the House of Rep knows something. These people are kept in a house. I don't think they are in a jungle or anywhere. They are kept by somebody in the government. Right. They have to scrutinize them very well. I'm not bringing somebody from abroad can get to the bottom of solve our problem. There must be questions that need answer immediately. Jonathan, with patience, with every one of them, it's not about crocodile tears that we are seeing on TV. Yeah. It's about where is this kids kept. Please bring them. Jonathan should be asked, where did you keep them?
Okay,
Thank you so
very
much for calling in. And
right, you know, one thing you can notice is the frustration in the callers. Yeah. It's just amazing. Sorry, David, you were going to say something.
No, I was going to say. I mean, he again talked about some things which you were going to allude to was the Amnesty International report and the questions that will inevitably come out of that report, and the fact that there have yet to be any hearings, maybe from the Senate or National Assembly in general. I mean, one is definitely this report, which we'll get to, but really before that, just even before this. Right after the girls were, a few days after they were kidnapped, the military released a press release. Oh, we've rescued many of them and they're safe and everything.
Well, those girls escaped.
Right.
And that was a lie. That was a false report.
Right. And then had to retract the report. So even that, like, where's the investigation for how did this happen? How did this information be released? You know, and how do parents feel like, oh, and then to find out that it was untrue.
Exactly. And another thing is, where's the intelligence? Right. Because like they said, they were given, and okay, even if Nigeria doesn't even have intelligence, they were given information about that this attack was about to happen, I think 4 hours prior. Right. And also, my question about that Amnesty report is, have they been given, has the Nigerian government been apprised of previous attacks that happened? And they didn't do anything about it. But it just so happens that this one really got international recognition and it put them on the world stage and it put them in the spotlight. So it's terrible. Yeah, I understand we have another caller. Okay, we have Precious from Ottawa. Precious, thank you for calling Sahara TV. What do you have to say?
Hello, my name is Oludari Ogunlana. I'm calling from Ibadan, Nigeria.
Okay, sorry, we had the wrong person on. We have Oludari, right?
Yes, Oludari Ogunlana.
Oludari, thank you for calling. Yes, what do you want to say?
Well, they are starting bad in getting international help for this kind of disaster, which of course we have in Nigeria at the moment. But the reality is that, like the other caller said, the reason where we are today is as a result of corruption.
Definitely.
Because it's not that Nigeria first, it's not that Nigeria army is not competent enough. It's not that they are not competent enough. In fact, they have all capability to be able to counter terrorism and at the same time get where these children is being kept and bring them back to their parents. But for so long time, we have been living in mental denial. The presidency, instead of coming out and saying, okay, we have this problem, but they keep blaming everything on opposition. Up till now, from the house of the president, the body language of the wife of the president shows that some of them still don't believe that these children are missing. We listen to what Akpabio said. We listen to what Kemachikwe said. We even listen to what Dokubo Asari is saying, is putting down on his Facebook. And these are people very close to the president. And anytime they speak, we believe they are speaking the heart of the president. So who is fooling who? Well, at this point in time, we have to come together and stop these people before they stop Nigeria.
Right.
First, yes, the international help is, but just on this issue of getting this girl back home, not that they will come and set base in Nigeria and they will be operating for our sovereignty.
Right. Yeah, Oludari, thank you so much for calling. We really appreciate it. You know, that's one thing I wanted to address too, that some people are calling this a hoax.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think multiple credible media outlets will get involved if they
Believed
they believed it to be a hoax. So I think they have some information that we the regular citizens don't have and don't want to share yet, and rightfully so, because they're using this as part of their investigation. But I saw a report on CNN this morning saying that the girls cannot be rescued, that they might have to actually negotiate with the terrorists for them to get the girls back. What do you think of that? Because I always thought that the United States stance on terrorism was never to negotiate with the terrorists. But I think the situation is a little sensitive.
Yeah.
So I think they have to use a different strategy on that. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that, going along with the reports, because like immediately after. And the time frames are very shifty. A lot of different reports point to a lot of things, but apparently immediately after the abduction from the school, they were taken to Sambisa Forest, and they were there for and that's where the time period gets a little murky. But now there's been numerous and more reports seem to be coming out that suggest that now they've been split up into smaller groups and spread not only throughout Borno State and parts of Nigeria, but to Cameroon, Lake Chad,
different parts of Africa,
and different
neighboring
parts.
Countries,
And I think that the stance would be like, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Again, what you allude to, this situation is very sensitive. It's also perhaps a lot more different than, just fighting terrorism direct. Like there's a group here and we're going after them.
Exactly.
So.
Okay, I think we have a caller. Yeah, we have Philip from Atlanta. Philip, are you there? Thank you for calling Sahara TV. Okay, we lost him. This is not like a situation where they're going to go and rescue what's the word I'm looking for here? Where they're going to rescue hostages or stuff. But like you said, and these guys are smart. However they're doing this, to break up into multiple groups and everything. So it's only just going to make things harder for them too.
Yeah, I mean, this is some stuff there. I'm just looking at some Facebook posts, and there seems to be some allusions again to like the fact that perhaps this idea of this hoax and it keeps like getting some traction, and it's still really remarkable though. I mean, it's not like 10 people. I mean, it's 200, 240, 270. I mean, again, the reports, it's over 200 people.
Exactly.
And for that many parents, let's say on average, that's 300, 400 something parents and their extended families. I mean, how, I don't know, what would you say about the fact that all those people are grieving? I mean, I don't think, you would just stage that kind of grief if in fact your kid was not really missing.
Exactly. I don't think that that is a hoax. And for the fact that not after this attack, another attack happened where another 8 girls.
Another 8 were taken.
Right, so that definitely is not a hoax. So I don't think the First Lady of the United States will carry up a sign saying bring our girls back and get involved if this was a hoax. Like I said, they probably have information and intelligence that we don't have. So to all of you saying it's a hoax, cut it out. It's not a hoax. I think we have another caller. Yeah, we have Harrison from Georgia.
Hi, welcome to Sahara TV. Go ahead.
Oh, I really can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Harrison, we can hear you loud and clear. Thanks for calling Sahara TV.
Oh, it's breaking up.
Okay, we lost Harrison.
We lost him again.
Yeah, fantastic. So I think everybody that's saying it's a hoax is just trying to, cause distractions for this effort. Yeah. And they should just keep their mouths shut and, let the government in the U.S., do their job now. I mean, the U.S. Troops. Yeah. Do we have any more?
I was going to see if we had, I know some updates again, right on our social media. I'll just read a few more of those and we'll see if some more people will call in.
Yeah. Again, people, the number to call is 646-559-6640.
Wow, we're up to 529 now on the comments.
Yeah, it's a lot of... Okay. So we have a caller? Yeah, we have Kadil from Pennsylvania. Kadil, are you there?
Oh, I think we lost him. No problem.
Okay, no problem.
So, I mean, some people, again, thank you to all our viewers, again, that are continuing to make comments, to not only call in on the segment, but to make comments on our social media platforms and to our question of the day. Okay. But one individual on Facebook said, no, they should not. They created and funded Boko Haram to disintegrate Nigeria. And
you see, I kind of disagree with that.
What's interesting about that, and personally I haven't been able to see the documents myself, but people point to this WikiLeaks.
Right, that the CIA created Boko Haram and everything. I think we have a caller. Do we have a caller? Yeah. We have Candy from Atlanta. Candy, are you there?
Hi, welcome to SaharaTV.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Candy, go ahead.
Okay, I just saw the military again.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you for calling.
Hello? Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just talking about the military.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
I just want to talk about the military again.
Please do.
I think a few months, Chris Ulubolade, the military spokesperson, came out of this guy, Shekarao, is killed. So how come are they coming out with a report that they are not certain about, and now this guy is now putting on the video that is the one in charge of this guy that have been abducted. So these are the people from Nigerian military, and I believe they are corrupt. They are so corrupt that things are not working well. I mean.
Okay. Yeah, Candy, thank you so much for calling. Thank you for weighing that in. Yeah, interesting segment. You know, like I said, you know, from what the callers are saying, you could tell a lot. You can hear the frustrations in their voices, and a lot of them are just angry, not only at this situation, but at the government as a whole. And they feel like the Nigerian government, which they have. And let's face it, the Nigerian government has failed the citizens.
Yeah, and just a couple points before we go. One was
right.
the fact that what our caller just pointed out now was this. You know, there was just this recent press release following the abduction that turned out to be wrong. We rescued them. Now we didn't rescue them.
Exactly.
But then this caller pointed to another one, which was back sometime last year before, saying that, oh, we believe that Shekau is in fact dead, or we've killed him. And there's been numerous reports on the fact that he's wounded or killed or killed or captured. And now it turns out that, well, perhaps not, because he just made this video saying that, oh, I'm the one that and my group are in command of these abducted girls and that. And so again, like, you know, what you talked about the intelligence, it's like what seems to be going on. Is there capable intelligence? Is there not? I mean,
exactly.
There seems to be a gap there. But just before we go, I'd like to read just a few more comments from our social media platforms. And this again on our question of the day, which was, do you believe the U.S. should send troops to Nigeria or just technical assistance in the search for these missing girls? And one individual said, we don't even have a government in Nigeria. What we have are criminals in power. If they should devote just 5% of the time they spend strategizing how to steal our money into real governance, Nigeria wouldn't be in this mess.
Very good point.
Kenny Eddy said, Boko Haram is just a sign of the end times. It's just unfortunate that innocent people have died because of this menace. Right. But what I think we all need from America is advice and not soldiers. Ruben says they should come and fish out these people and wipe them out and expose their sponsors. And just one more here from Macau Abdullah. He says foreign troops should be sent since the Nigerian security forces appear to be overwhelmed by these terrorists.
Right.
So thank you to everyone that not only tuned into this SaharaTV Talkback phone segment, but also to everyone that's been following us on our social media platforms and commenting on our question of the day and our other comments.
I just wanted to add that it seems like with every attack, they've been more audacious, and this one might be the one that really got them in trouble, because this one really put them on the forefront and got us international recognition. So I hope by next week we're updating. The updates that we're going to be giving is that the girls have been rescued. We've been talking about this for too long. This is going on for over about a month now. It's just it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Right.
And if you didn't have a chance to join us on this particular segment, coming up later on our broadcast today will be our SaharaTV Talkback Skype segment. So if you do have a Skype ID and want to join in the discussion, please do send us your Skype ID, or you can join on the Skype ID guest.srtv to join in the discussion. So thanks to everyone and all our viewers. Stay tuned. We have a lot more. And thank you, Olufolo, for being here on the segment today.
Fantastic.